Your main role in a new team, remember that teams recycle whenever new members join. It should encourage transparency and teach how to confront people in a healthy way. For this reason, you as a leader should set an example, admitting your mistakes, thanking when someone corrects you, and mainly fostering debate between the members. You can do this by saying things like, guys, we have an important point here in our meeting, which is X, and I don't have the answer yet. I would love to come up with a solution. As I have no answer and no idea of the best way, I am open to suggestions and to work the alternatives. In this way, a very large door for participation opens up. You can even create small decision moments to train yourself and to train your team in the decision-making process, creating situations to discuss together. This will help your team to create confidence in expressing themselves. To reinforce it, it's crucial that you set an example as a role to be followed. Whether you like it or not, you are in a position of authority and power now, and people will see in you what's allowed and what is not. Thus, avoid falling into one of these team dysfunctions. Hit thumbs up if you want more content related to leadership. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel too. Hello there everyone! A practice that I learned very early on is to create moments of getting to know your team, also known as team building. In these moments, you and your team will bond with each other to get to know each other a little more, to build trust in short. Team buildings can have different agendas and objectives, but it's always, as the name says, for the benefit of the team as a whole. Just to give a quick example, I used to ask questions and to create a group activity in my team weekly meetings. What do you value the most in general? What irritates you the most? What do you value the most in a team? These kinds of things. They tend to get more and more personal and introspective as the team is more mature. Seriously, this type of activity is really powerful when it comes to building trust, rapport, and empathy within the team. Trust is one of the dysfunctions of a team, or the lack of. In no time, you may discover that a colleague had a very strict upbringing with rules, and that's why they like to always follow guidelines. Then another colleague has regretted not attending art school, and therefore they always want to work with creativity. Or that a person loves freedom so much, and that's why they don't assess a project's risks, because they see it as a restriction. Maybe you can even discover something about yourself. I have a lot of material about it from the international organization that I've worked for. If you wanted me to post this content, leave in the comments. If there are a lot of people asking, then I translate and publish it. How about that? Your focus now is to make people open up and get to know each other, because the storming stage will come. There is no way to avoid it. And it's necessary to have empathy to be able to get through without trauma, stimulating healthy conflicts within the team. There will be several moments and situations that will make one person roll their eyes and disagree. One of the most common mistakes in leadership is letting these resentments build up and snowball into a larger situation. Take advantage of your one-on-one meetings. If you are not having one-on-one meetings, start now to sense these tensions. With the team a little more confident, you should encourage people to raise tensions in a healthy way. Create these moments of debate and confrontation in a controlled manner. The worst thing that can exist for your team in the beginning is the creation of drama triangles. I'm going to talk about it soon because it's a super important topic. Essentially, a drama triangle occurs when a person sees her or himself as being wronged or affected by another person's action or lack of action. This directly contributes to the dysfunctions of a team. Instead of directly giving feedback or asking what happened to the wrongdoer, the offended person goes to a third party to create gossip or to ask for intervention or to simply speak behind their backs. This only makes the situation worse in the medium term, and and even in the short term. When people avoid conflict, resentment and remorse are created and work starts to get more difficult to get done. Partially because people don't make the lives of people they dislike easier. For many, this manifests as unconscious workplace decisions. The leader will have to put energy and time to solve an aggravated situation in hours of work when it could have been solved long ago with a few minutes of conversations. So encourage people to speak directly to those they feel is negatively affecting their work. There are several dysfunctions of a team, but few reasons why a team works well. Your responsibility as a team leader is to teach them to do the right thing. You cannot aim to control all moments and all interactions. And it's great that you give room to those informal and out of your control moments to happen, because that way you can also leverage the good times that may bear some fruit to your team. So focus a lot at this start on dictating the desired rules and rhythms. Drinking a lot from the source of the lesson on the stages of team formation, you can speed up the forming stage and go through the storming stage in a smooth and healthy way, building an even stronger team up front. Here's what happens. We all have bad times in life. This is normal. The question is whether we leave them with many, few or no scars at all. Don't let your team get too hurt by your negligence. I already had moments when we were all crying in a room on a Saturday night, I think for 3 hours. It taught us a lot for sure, but it's not something that I wish everyone to go through to learn what I've learned. There are better ways. Cool, as we say in my hometown, better than that, just twice that. To recap what we saw in this lesson. We saw here about the dysfunctions of a team that end up translating as the most common mistakes in leadership. There are 5 according to the book. The absence of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of team responsibility, and inattention to team objectives. We have also covered several researches on the subjects, which address several other points of view that are super interesting. One which caught my attention, demystifies a theory that teams become complacent over time. In fact, the problem was that they never got off to a good start in the first place. I finished the lesson talking about how you can speed up this process and go to the initial steps in your team development. In order to avoid these dysfunctions, get to know your team, be an example, and encourage healthy confrontation. In the next lesson, the dysfunctions of management, I will cover the main theory within management for leaders. Notice the main one, not the only one. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel to follow the lessons, like this content if you think it has helped you, and share it with your colleagues and co-workers. Always look both ways, see you in the future.